Good evening and welcome to the channel. In today's episode, I am going to be sowing some seeds. I have been taking all of these buckets and preparing them with fertilizer and watering them in. And today I am going to be sowing. And if you'd like to see what I'm going to be sowing for the springtime, stay tuned. In this container, I'm going to plant a few things. As you can see, I've already placed my plant tag and I'm moving my soil back a little bit. I'm trying not to disturb the front of the container because I've already planted some marigold seeds. But I'm going to place in the center a plant that hopefully will get a little bit of height to it. And that is going to be a plant that is in the choy family. So that's what's going in. I have not had any success with planting this so far. So we shall see how this goes. I'm trying not to lose any of my seeds because I can see when I opened up the container that, and I only have a few seeds. Can you guys see that? I don't have very many, so I don't want to lose any. And I'm gonna just plant a few in here. Hopefully I'll get at least 2, but I'm gonna put a couple of them in here and I'm gonna put them right in the center. Now I have dry hands. I've been using fertilizer, so I've got fertilizer all over my hands, so that's what that is, y'all. So that's that. So I'm going to cover those up. Use my long handled trowel and just brush the soil over the top like so. And the next thing I'm going to put in this container is going to be some carrots. Now I am going to put a cucumber in here, but that's not going to happen today because it's not the right time to plant cucumbers. But I do have my cucumber growing indoors, so when it's time to put it out, it will be ready to go. So I have some Danvers carrots that I'm going to place in here. Get them out of the container. I have some older seed in here, and I think I put some newer seed in here as well. I was gifted some seed from a gardening friend of mine, so I think I mixed that seed up, but that's okay. There we are. Got plenty of carrots in there. As a matter of fact, I think these are the newer seed that I was gifted, and I used all of my older seed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move back the soil right along the edge over here, along the side and towards the back, like so. Just like that. And I'm going to plant some carrots along the sides. I still need to make sure that I save room for my cucumber. So I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of carrot seeds, trying to get not too many in one spot. Like that. Just like that. If I get 2 in one spot, that's fine. I can always either leave it or try to separate, pull some out, just like that. So I think I got enough. I'm going to make sure, put a couple more seeds. I don't want to not have enough and then don't have any germination. There we are. And I'm going to put these back in the bag. Hopefully I can get them in here without dropping them all over the ground. or the wind blowing them all over the place. I'm going to actually dump them in over the bucket just in case I drop one. It'll go inside the bucket. And then I'm going to take my trowel and lightly cover up those seeds. You don't have to bury them, but just lightly cover them up like so. And that's all I'm going to do to this pot right now. I am going to firm them in. Let me put these back in the packet so they don't fly away. I just hate to lose my seed. There we go. All right, back inside my seed box. And I'm just going to take my gloved hand and press the soil down so that there is contact with the soil. And then once I finish, I'm going to water everything in. But right now, I'm not going to water anything in until I finish all of my plantings. Just like that. And that is one bucket planted up. And I have a little dome at the top that I'm just going to put down like that. You don't really need your dome, but just in case, I'm just going to leave my dome just like that and move on to the next bucket. In this container, I'm also going to be planting 3 different items. I'm going to plant sage, parsnip, and bush beans. I also have already previously planted right here in the very front of the bucket some marigold seeds, so I'm not going to disturb that. I'm going to take my dome and move it up a little bit. And in the center, I'm going to be placing my bush beans. I'm not planting those bush beans right now, so I'm not going to disturb the center, but I'm just going to move that out of the way just in case I need to move some soil. But along the back half, I'm going to plant some parsnips. So I've got some parsnips in my seed box. And so I'm just going to go in here and pull out my parsnips. I want to say I just picked up this parsnip packet not long ago, sometime last year, so I have to open it because I've never opened these. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trowel and I'm going to, like I did in the last bucket, I'm going to move my soil away from the edge, like here. I'm going to put parsnips along the sides. So I'm going to try to, sorry about that, I hate you guys, I'm going to try to move the soil and the wood chip off of the top, just like so. And then I'm going to get some parsnip seeds. Can you guys see those parsnip seeds? They're pretty big. Now, previously, I read that you're supposed to soak your parsnip seeds, but I read the back of this package, and it didn't say anything about soaking, so I'm not going to soak these, but I am going to water them in deeply. So I'm going to actually overseed this just in case it actually did need to be soaked. So I'm going to overseed these over here just in case. I've never had success with parsnips, so I'm trying it again. And I'm just going to place some parsnips right over there. And I'm doing the same thing on this side, right in here, just like so. Uh-oh, I think I dropped the seed. Oh no, I dropped the seed. Let's see, did I drop a seed? I don't see it. So I guess maybe I did not. I felt like I did. That's why I like to do this over the bucket. But that's parsnips. So what I'm going to do, like in the last bucket, I'm going to take this soil and move it back over the top of those seeds, like so. Just like that. Again, not touching the front of the box, the bucket, because I've already planted some flowers, marigolds. I'm hoping they come up. Those are saved seed. I'm going to put the parsnips back inside. And I might sow some more parsnips in another container just to see if it's going to germinate for me. But I might do a succession planting and planting in a couple of weeks. So now what I'm going to do is I have an herb that I want to plant also in my box. I'm going to find the herb. Let's see, where is it? Here we are. I want to plant some broadleaf sage. So I'm going to just do the same thing. Open it up. If I can get it open. Get it out of here. Actually, this is already open, so I'm going to sow this seed instead of the Fairy Morris one. I bought this online, and I cannot remember which content creator I bought it from, but I bought that seed online. Now, what I'm going to do with the sage is I'm just going to move the soil from the back half, back here, like so. Just move it out of the way, like that. And I'm going to take my sage seeds and open those up. I'm going to pour them in my hand over the bucket just in case, because I don't want to see one already hanging on, trying to get lost. Don't want to drop any on the ground. And I'm going to place a few seeds in the back. I'm sorry you guys can't see me placing them in the back, but it's not that difficult. It's just sowing a seed. Uh-oh, you just dropped a seed. And see, I think I dropped a seed. See, today is not my day. I'm just messing around, y'all, dropping seeds everywhere. All right, I'm going to take one more seed. I really think I did drop a seed. Let's see. Come on, seed. Come out of there. It doesn't want to cooperate. It's actually a little bit chilly today. My hands are cold, so they're not cooperating. I'm going to take 2 seeds. Okay, that's 3. All right, just in case they don't germinate, and then drop them back there. Now I'm going to put this away so I don't drop any more seeds, because I can't be losing seeds, y'all. And if I find it on the ground or what I look like as a sage seed, I'm throwing it in this bucket. All right, close that up, put my seed away in the bucket, and then again, like before, I'm just going to take my gloved hand and cover those seeds up. Now what I am going to do off camera, because you all don't need to see me do that, is I am going to water this in. I watered this last night, so the undersoil is indeed moist. And then I'm going to put the dome back on top. And that is all I'm going to do with this one, because I'm not going to plant my bush beans today. Now I have another bucket I'm going to sow, but those seeds are going to be gifted to me tomorrow, so I'm not going to be sowing those seeds. And let's see, I have one I can also sow. Let me get those and I'll be right back. For the next bucket I'm going to sow seeds in, I need to take some onions and transplant them into that bucket. Excuse the plane overhead. Let's see, I need to grab an onion, so let me take a look and see which one I can grab. I've got some smaller ones right here in the front. I have some larger ones in the back or in the center. I want to take one that I'd have to do the least amount of disturbing. And I've already planted several times in here, because all the ones I planted initially did not germinate, or if they did, they're going really, really slowly with their growth. I don't know what that is, but that's got to go. I don't want a piece of paper just hanging out in there, so bye-bye. Let's see. Okay, so I think I'm going to take these 2 right here in the front since they're relatively young. Let's see if I can dislodge them without too much root disruption. Let's see. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I hope so. Let me see if I can move you guys closer. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm trying to take out the 2 smaller onions towards the front because they have a little less growth on them. So I'm trying to get them out without disturbing everything. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out where exactly it is in the pot and just kind of jostle the soil so that I can get it, I can lift it out without breaking anything. I'm trying to figure out where it is. Looks like the top was leaning a bit, so it's not where I thought it was supposed to be. It's a little bit further over here. Let's see. Uh-oh, sorry about that, y'all. Didn't mean to pop y'all in the head. I'm not trying to be violent today. And there we go. And there is the first baby onion. So I'm going to take it and put it on the ground. And then I'm going to grab, and y'all see how beautiful that soil is? Let me grab a little bit of that soil. Look at that. Look at that soil. Isn't that nice? Is that an onion? It looked like there might have been an onion. I'm going to put it back in there just in case it do a little something. Hang on, I'll show y'all that soil in just a minute. Let me find where this onion is over here. Let me dig near it and dislodge it like so. There we go. There we go. Is that a rock? I don't know what that is. Look like some kind of seed. I'm getting distracted, y'all, like squirrel. It's one of those days. I'm getting distracted. Okay, there we go. I'm trying not to disrupt too much. Don't want to break anything. But here is the other onion. Just like that. Put it on the ground. But before I go, I want to show y'all. Look how pretty. Can y'all see how pretty that soil is? Isn't that beautiful? Soil is gorgeous. I'm totally liking all the effort I've put into changing my soil for the better. So I'm just going to cover it back up like so. Just like so. And now we're going to go back over to the container and plant up the next seed. In this container, I am also companion planting. I am going to be putting some Swiss chard and those baby onions that I just dug up. We're going to move that dome out of the way. Hopefully it stays over there. And I am going to move the soil from the center. Get that out of the way. Now I've also planted some marigold seeds along the front of this bucket like a nice little smile. And so I am going to plant my Swiss chard seeds in the center. So let's get that. So let's see, which ones do I want to plant? I have a Swiss chard mix. I have a, let's see, a rhubarb chard, Swiss chard mix, and I also have a ruby chard. So I think what I'm going to do is, let's see, is that open? Yes, I'm going to plant the rhubarb chard just because it looks pretty. So let me get that out of there. Let me put the seeds back down in the seed box because I don't want anything to fly away. I have not been good with holding on to seeds today. There are a lot of seeds in this pack. Man, I'm really surprised. Nice. There's a lot of ruby chard seeds in this packet, and I'm gonna plant. Look at that. Can you guys see that? Look at all those seeds. Man, that is beautiful. I'm gonna take a couple of these seeds out of here. Now Swiss chard can get pretty big. I've grown Swiss chard before, but it was the white Swiss chard. I'm gonna place 4 seeds in here just to give it a chance to really grow. 5 just in case. And if I get 5 growing, I will move them around so that they're not all crowded. Let me put these back in here. It's been that kind of a day for me. I'm not successful with seeds today. Sometimes that's what happens. I'm going to put this back so that I don't lose anything, since that has been my experience today. All right. So we're putting these seeds back in the container. It's important to take your time. Don't rush, lose all your seeds all over the place. Now I am going to take a gloved hand, because that's just how I like to do things. And I'm going to push the soil back over the center, trying not to disrupt the front of the pot. And I'm just going to firm that in like that. I am going to water everything in, but for right now, I'm just going to put this back into the center. I'm actually going to move it a little bit, so let me move this stake. I'm going to move this stake over just a smidgen. There we go. And just like that. Put the stake back in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these onions. I'm going to put one right here. I'm just going to make a hole. Just like that, not too deep. And then I'm going to take this little baby and put him right there. Cover him over, and I'm hoping that it doesn't wilt or not like its life, because I'm transplanting it, hoping it'll be all right. Move that stick out the way, whatever that is, and I'm just going to firm it in like so. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to switch this around a tiny bit. Can you guys see? And I'm going to make a hole over on this side. Now I'm right-handed, so you guys can't see, but give me a second. Move that out the way. I'm going to take this onion baby. I think I need to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to place it down in there like so. Just like that. Can y'all see? Y'all see what I'm doing? And I'm going to move that soil back over the top. Hopefully I didn't disrupt my marigold seeds too much, because I did plant marigolds in the front. If I did, that's all right. And I'm just going to press around the edge like that, not pressing down over the bulb. Let's see if I can make this happen. Move that over and press behind it a little bit like so to firm it in. There we go. To me, that one looks better than the other one, but we're going to keep an eye on it. And I'm going to turn my pot. This one is looking a little worse for the wear. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. If that one starts to take a turn for the worse, then I will put another bigger onion like this one over here and just leave it. So that's basically all I'm going to sow with you guys today. I think I've gone over my time. I try to keep my videos down to anywhere between 5-10 minutes. Every now and again you guys get a long one from me, but I try to keep them relatively short. But that's it. That's all I'm going to sow today. I have plenty more pots like I showed you all that I'm going to sow, but today this is all I'm going to do. If you like this video, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, share this video. If you feel so inclined, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.